And now that I've removed the fuse, surprisingly, the fuse is fine. So I don't know what the fuel pump problem is. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So as you might have seen on the last video, that we had a fuel pump relay problem that we needed to fix. So the other video, which I was showing the review of an OBD11 device, when we were scanning the car, we found that the fuel pump relay is not working. It has a short circuit. So I then went ahead and bought a fuel pump relay. So that's what, 460. So this is how the circuit works. So I did try to replace a relay, but then when I replaced, let me just show you the relay where I replaced it. So when I was doing the replacement, I replaced this relay. So it's relay 449. Let me just try to zoom it. Okay, so this is the relay that I replaced. So it's relay 449. This is what's usually called relay J17. So it's the fuel pump relay that I replaced. But still, when I scan the car, I still find the fault code that I have. But then when I was looking at all the information that I could find on dealing with this problem, I also found that this car is a Volkswagen Jetta 5. It's a 2009 model, so I also found that it does have a fuel relay on the engine compartment, and it's relay number 3. So I'm really not sure on how to deal with it. So the relay is written 460, and I also have a 460 here. So I'll just look at the engine compartment and see if we have a relay 460 there. So if we have a 460 there, then I'll just try to unplug the 460 there and put this one and scan the car and see if we still have the fuel pump relay problem. Then if we still have it, we're gonna remove that one and put it back, then come back here and remove this 460 and put the new one in and see if we're still going to have the same problem. So let me just pop the hood. Okay, now in the hood, the fuses are on this box here, so let's just try to open it and see how it goes. Okay, so let me just try to open up. Let's see. We don't have 460 here. We really don't have 460. We only have 100, 30, and all these. So I'm guessing that relay goes into that one because let me see. We don't have a 460 here, so this is the 460 that we have. And the only place that I saw a 460 is inside the dash panel. So here's the 460. Then I guess we have to go back to the dash panel. The missing ones, I don't know what they are for. So now we're back inside and the fuse is somewhere around here. This is the fuse that I want to remove, or the relay of the fuse. So that's what I need to remove. And sometimes they are a little bit tight. I just don't know if I'll be able to get it out. So let me just try to replace it and see when we scan the car if we're still going to be having the same fault code.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
So right now what I've done is try to put this blue tab inside here, try to push it onto the other side so that when I try to pull the relay out, it does unclip the other part. Because if you can look at it right now, there's this part right here. This is a clip which clips onto this part, so it's making it hard for me to pull it out. So I need to get something below here and turn this pin up, then the relay will come loose. But right now it's not easy for me because there's a tight space. Let me just fight it out. So right now I went and got this tool from my toolbox, so I'm trying to see if I can try to poke it in underneath the relay, then try to pull the relay out, because all I need to do is unclip this and pull it up, then get the relay out. The relay is finally out. So here are the clips that were holding it in, preventing it from coming out. Here they are. So this is the other one that I needed to poke out. So let me try to get in the new one, then see what happens. Just to give a bit of information, so when I removed the relay, it was like this. So when you put in the new one, in case you'll be doing the same thing, please make sure that it goes in the same way. 460 must be like this. So if you can look also inside, in case they are not labeled the same, just look at the numbers. See, on the factory one, 87 is at the top, and also on the aftermarket one, 87 is at the top. So just make sure that all the numbers correlate just before you put it in, so that you don't mess up anything on the car. So yeah, let me just try to put it back in and see how it goes. Yes, I'm just trying to get a bit closer and put it back in, because I also can't see it very well, but it goes in somewhere here. Yes. So what's left right now is for me to just push it in. Yeah, there it is. Let me just push it in until I hear the clicks. First click, and yes, I'm not sure if you heard the clicks, but I've heard them, so it means it's secured right now. So let me try to see before I put all the relays in, because I know this one is for the heated mirror, the one below it is for the headlight washer pump, and the bottom one is the one that I'm not sure of. So this one has been replaced. So let me just open up the OBD11, then see how things go. Car has so many control units, so it takes a lot of time to finish up the scanning. So the one that I'm more concerned about is on the central electrics. So faults, let's see. Fuel pump relay. Okay, I guess we didn't get the right one out if we still have this fault. Terminal 30 for interior illumination. So the signals that the things that I've just removed seem to be wrong. So because we have activation terminal 30 for interior illumination, then I guess I'll have to plug in I have to plug back the relays that I've just removed. Then after plugging it back, see if we still have the fault, plug back another one, see if we still have the fault, and plug all of them back and see what happens. Yeah, so let's just plug the one that we're having an issue with and see what happens. Then we're gonna come back and clear the faults and see which ones still come up. I've cleared the faults, so let me just see which ones still come up. So we still have the fuel pump relay. I guess we didn't replace the right fuse. So the fuse at the bottom was for interior illumination, because the last time when I tried to turn on the lights, it was not turning on. But now that I put in the 449 fuse at the bottom, the lights are now turning on. So I guess we had replaced the wrong fuse. Now let's see if we can try to find the right fuse on the fuel pump relays. Okay, because all my attempts at fixing the relay pump were not working, I decided to go ahead and take my multimeter and test for continuity on these fuses. So let's go ahead and see. Looking at the few diagrams that I found online, I found that fuse number 27 is the one for a fuel pump relay. So let me just turn on the car and see what happens. Although when I turn on the car, I can hear the fuel pump priming. So I did a little bit of research. Now I found out that the fuel pump relay, as they call it here, is supposed to be F15, which is this one, but unfortunately it doesn't have the probes at the top, so I don't know why that is the problem. Everywhere there is continuity. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but there is continuity everywhere that I'm testing. Now let me remove the fuse and see what happens, because this is the problematic fuse. Now let me remove the fuse and see. And now that I've removed the fuse, surprisingly the fuse is fine. So I don't know what the fuel pump problem is. So this is a mission impossible, because I don't know what the fuse is. Now I don't even know. I don't know. So I guess till next time. So I'm just gonna close this.
The next day.
So after trying to work on the fuel pump relay for a few days, now I just decided to then swap the relays, put one in a position where there was no fuse, then try to see if there's still going to be the fault. Because after finding out a lot of information online, I then tried to do some swaps. I tried to put in a relay where there was no relay, so now I'm going to see if we're still going to have the fault or not, because I think the position which had an empty relay might be for the fuel pump relay, because this model was a 2009 model. So the relays of the cars released before 2009 do not match up with the cars released from 2009, so that's why I was having a little bit of a problem. The relays are a little bit different, so this is me trying to switch up the relays and try to see if we can swap the relays onto the empty slot, the one that I've just pointed the arrow to. I'll see what happens when I try to switch up the relay and put it onto the empty slot. So after trying to work on the fuel pump relay for a few days, now I just decided to then swap the relays, put one in a position where there was no fuse, then try to see if there's still going to be the fault. Because after finding out a lot of information online, I then tried to do some swaps. I tried to put in a relay where there was no relay, so now I'm going to see if we're still going to have the fault or not, because I think the position which had an empty relay might be for the fuel pump relay, because this model was a 2009 model. Hey, we got it! We got it! We got it! The fuel pump relay fault is gone. Gone!